Get down. Oh yeah. Something else. Funky. Playing the key of D. Wow.
And welcome to the Super Awesome Happy Done Pedal Show.
Hello, welcome. I'm Alex.
And I'm Gabor.
Hey, we've got a quite a funky old...
Rusty old, and it's rusty. It's actually gig relict.
Yeah.
This was new when I bought it. So this is a probably late 90s,
1963.
maybe? Late 1963, 1863.
Yeah.
No, probably late 90s, maybe early 2000s. Electro Harmonix Octave Multiplexer, and it was gigged a lot by me, which is why it looks the way it looks.
Excellent.
Yes. On that note, see you next time.
So,
So, okay, the Octave Multiplexer.
this does octave stuff.
It does octave stuff and stuff.
So this is the first time I've played one,
Yes.
to be honest.
So I liked it. I know a lot of people. I'm probably gonna. People are a bit strange with their octaves, in my opinion. It's like, oh man, it doesn't track well, and oh man, yeah. I don't know. I never had ever any issues with things on tracking,
Sure.
with it not being right. It's not polyphonic, it's monophonic, but I mean, you just play single notes. I really liked the sound of it.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I used to use it on my acoustic guitar when I used to play in a trio, two acoustic guitars, and a second acoustic guitar. I just played percussion, and then there was also a sax player.
Right.
And the way I used it was we used to we tried to make it music quite dancey, and I used to loop the bass line
Right, cool.
and loop a rhythm guitar, and then we had percussion and saxophone and me noodling over it. It was sort of almost was like a full band. And to me at the time, so I'm talking, I don't know, early 2000s, let's say.
Yep.
I thought it was the best sounding octaver.
Yeah.
I did have a Boss OC2 back in the days too, but to me it was especially lower notes on the guitar, on the acoustic guitar, it did that thing where it didn't quite know what note it was.
Freaking out of it.
Which this does too, but not as much.
Cool. Yep.
So anyway, so I liked it. I think it tracks okay. If you don't,
And
I don't know.
like, you obviously can't tap and sweep and do crazy fast stuff, but it's also forcing you to kind of play something you're not.
But do you really want to tap and sweep and stuff with an octaver on?
No, but it kind of forces you to do other things that you wouldn't normally do, like you.
Yeah, well, you got to
Kinda-
play to the pedal. That's it. It's
Yeah.
it's an instrument.
Forces you
itself.
out of your comfort zone. That's what
So, through the rustiness, we have 3 knobs and 1 switch. We've got a high filter, blend, bass filter, and a sub switch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's start with
should play some clean.
cleanage. Yes, give us some cleanage.
Cool.
So that's a clean tone. So, the blend basically, now if you go all the way counterclockwise and turn it on,
Sure.
it's basically
All dry.
all dry. Now, as you move up, we're starting to add, let's turn that one down. We're starting to add that octave down. Now we've got the high filter. Okay, so let's start with this. So as the switch is up right now, I believe up, it's off. So this is the sub switch. Now the sub switch turns that knob on and off basically, the
Right.
bass frequency. So at the moment, I believe this does nothing. At the moment, there's nothing. So at the moment, it's only the high filter. Now with the high filter, it works on the higher order harmonics of your signal. Not totally sure exactly what it means, but basically, as you turn it up, as you turn it down, it's a very clean octave.
Sure.
Like, as you turn it up, and that's the part I liked about it. It had that gnarliness,
Is it distortion? It's kind of like a.
almost like a distortion sounding thing. And if you turn it the blend all the way up so there's no clean signal, it almost has a synthy kind of vibe to me. That's what I really liked about it. I mean, I probably would have always had that at least sort of half, you know, with the acoustic guitar. And you can hear it sort of, especially as you pick harder, it does glitch out a little bit, but it just has a tone to it that I really like.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think that one...
Fat and chewy.
Because it's analog. It's that one, and I think the Fox Rocks one we've done as well. It has that grit, that tone to it, that a lot of the digital ones... Like, to me, the pedal like the Pog, same manufacturer, it's too clean.
Sure.
And I like that. That's like, for me, an octaver...
Like a little bit of wrong.
That's it. Yeah. And having the glitchiness, I think, gives a character to me as well. The Pog is too perfect, almost, and too just sterile. This just has a certain character to it. Now, let us turn that down, and now let us add the sub switch. So if you flick it down, now we're turning that bass filter up. Right. Now the bass filter basically works on the lower order harmonics.
Okay.
Again, not 100% sure what that means, but it adds... I think even another lower octave to it, or harmonics of a lower octave.
I think it's still the same octave, but it's kind of
different
fattenized.
Yeah, it's like different frequency of the same octave, if that makes it. Like, or you know, like different. Well, the different harmonics, the lower order harmonics, because then you add. Right now, I mean, this is with the blend all the way up.
Sure.
It's almost hard to hear it.
Yeah.
But then you add the high filter into it.
It's a little bit too much crank.
It's always a bit too much, yeah. And I mean, you need some... It's just to hear it, what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But, and to me, the high filter is a funny one as well. It seems like it's off, 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 and then at about, I don't know, 11 o'clock, on. And then it doesn't really change much. But, yeah. The way I would have used it, was basically have this just about on.
Yeah.
Just about on full, I mean.
Okay.
This not even happening because it's up, and that on about half. So that's the way I would have used it.
So if you add that in...
You get much more bottom end, but you lose that gnarliness.
Definition.
It cleans out a bit more.
What if you turn it all the way down?
So even with it all the way down, it gets rid of that, which I just like that sound, that distorted sort of sound.
Oh, excuse me.
Allergies. So that's the way I would have used it, and you know, cool. And then you just. Or you know,
yeah, nice.
You know, you just add some sort of bass line over it, and then you play whatever song you're playing, and then you play that. But it just has a nice tone to it. And I do like the glitchiness of it. To me, that's part of it.
Cool.
Now,
yes,
I know what everyone says.
Oh, they all say lots of things.
They all say lots of things. But what everyone is saying now is, guys, it sounds really cool on guitar, but what about on a bass?
Oh, my God. Funny you mention that.
here's one we prepared earlier. So now what we're going to do is turn this off, unplug this, plug it into here, and now we're going to have bass,
Hey!
which sounds unoctave multiplexed like this.
Is it?
Or does it? Ah. Hey!
Yes, it does.
That just goes straight into his interface, or digital converters, or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Into the computer.
That's it. Just straight in. So,
Let's see what it sounds like now.
I'm going to tweak some stuff.
That's fat.
Mad fat.
See, I think on a bass, mad fat, heaps chubby. on the bass, I think having that sub actually adds to it because it fattens that bass up even more.
Yeah, even just a little bit. Like, oh, that kind of thing.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
You get that kind of cool distorted type synth sound with the without the sub though.
So it's almost that kind of analog synth sound.
Absolutely. It's very cool.
And I know what everyone's wondering now. Now, what would the guitar sound like directly into the computer? Or does it?
Did you break it? Oh no.
Yeah, the switch, it's old. It's seen a lot of gigs. I don't use it much lately, but for quite a while I used it quite a lot. Lots of gigs, like 4 or 5 gigs a week for quite a few years. So it's seen a lot of gigs. That's why it looks the way it does. But
Oh.
definitely not polyphonic.
Nope. Nope.
So that's the Electro Harmonix Octave Multiplexer. Nowadays it comes in a smaller enclosure.
Yep.
But I believe the internals are meant to be all the same.
I believe so.
Personally, I like it. Probably one of my favourite octavers. I mean, I really like the Foxrock's Octron.
That's very good too.
But it's a little bit different because it has a higher octave in it as well and stuff like that. But if you're just going purely for a lower octave, personally, I really like that one. I just think it has a certain sound to it.
Yeah, it's that kind of chewiness, the give.
Yeah, and it's the whole point that it isn't totally perfect. You have a bit of glitchiness in it. It doesn't do exactly what you want it to do. I think gives a character, whereas other pedals, like the Pog, for example, it's just too perfect, too precise, and
Sure.
But even with that, people have issues with tracking. I don't get it, but to me, it tracks for anyway. That's just me. I'm old and confused. So that's the Electro Harmonix Octave Multiplexer. Check out all our other Octaver demos. We might do a shootout. We did the Pitchfork, Sub and Up, and Pog.
Yep.
So we might do one where we add this to the equation as well.
We could do the octave in the whammy.
And an octron. And the octave in the whammy.
Oh.
We'll do a mega octave and haha.
What if we stack them all?
Well, someone just did that not long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They stacked like, I don't know how many of them, and they went up and down to go...
One up, one down.
So it goes back to normal note.
Oh, really? I'll have to check that out.
Or, like 3 up and then 3 down. And yeah. Anyway, but we should do, because we've got, except for the first whammy, we've got all the whammies. We should do all the whammy shootouts, octavers, with that. We'll do a mega whammy, or mega octaver shootout.
It won't even be annoying.
No, not at all. So if you want to watch that, let us know, leave a comment, see us on social media.
Yep. Instagram we're on now, and the Facebook, of course.
Book a face.
And also we have a podcast, which is on iTunes and Podbean. You can check it out there.
We'll probably talk about this very pedal.
Chat about this stuff. And
yes.
That's pretty much it.
Yes.
Enjoyed.
And if you're watching, hi to the guy from Living Room Gear Demos, because he seems to like a lot of our stuff.
Oh, cool.
And so if you're watching in Denmark, I believe. Hello, Denmark. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Octave Multiplexer. Thanks. See you next time.
Catch ya.